This is Emily Duarte, and today I will be discussing two more out of the six general education competencies. The two I will be discussing today about are reading fluency and quantitative reasoning. Reading fluency, the definition of reading fluency is fluency involves the ability to read and understand primary and secondary sources. The example I'll be using as an assignment about the glass menagerie in my written English and literature class. It reads the following: Tennessee Williams' The Glass Menagerie was an expansion of the expressionism that rose out of Europe in the early 20th century. Expressionism essentially presents the world through a subjective perspective for emotional effect in order to evolve moods or ideas. In, in the Glass Menagerie, Williams used expressionism techniques to reveal the delicacy of the human conditions through the theme of confinement. By seeing this memory played through Tom's own emotion and opinion, the subject of captivity is presented by Tom's feeling of being stuck in an uninspiring position with his job and family. His mother is being confined to her thoughts of the past, and her sister Laura shuts herself in a world of glass animals. The Glass Menagerie sits in a small ghetto apartment where Tom and the rest of the family lives in. Taking place during the Great Depression, poverty is the reason for their entrapment in their miserable living quarters. The need to escape from this apartment, from each other in this way of life, is a recurring topic throughout the play. The fire escape, the Glass Menagerie, and the departure of Tom cannot be connected to these escapes. Willie, so I analyzed and evaluated the author's message by um, showing how he used the theme confinement and how throughout the whole entire play, all the um, all the characters throughout the play try to find ways to escape from their confinement and how they feel entrapped. They use this by using metaphors. How he explained this by using metaphors as such as the fire escape, the glass menagerie, and the departure of Tom. Tom is really like fiending to leave. He really, really wants to leave. Eventually, he finds a way to be out. And the fire escape is a metaphor for how everybody looks at it and views it as an escape of their miserable apartment. And the glass menagerie is how his sister um, tries to escape from her own reality. The definition of quantitative reasoning is quantitative reasoning involves the ability to use established methods of computation and contemporary contemporary technology to analyze issues and answer germane to their environment. I used my assignment from my international business class about how China is a superpower player in our economy. So it reads the following. I'm not going to read the whole entire thing because it's 4 pages long and I don't have that much time. I'll start by saying the Chinese government key goal at this time was to make Chinese economy self-dependent. Foreign trade was practically restricted to get access to these goods that cannot be made in China or collected in China. These restrictions caused distortions in the economy. Since the central government ran most aspects of the economy, there was no way to effectively allocate these resources. China's GDP during the years of 1953 to 1978 grew an average annual rate of 6.7% according to Chinese government. After Mao's death, the Chinese government decided to break free from its Soviet-style economic policies. The veteran politician Deng Xiaoping rose to the top and enforced his ideas of reform. Under Deng's leadership, China transformed a command economy to a market-based one and opened up trade and investments with the West. By 1979, the government created 4 special economic zones along the coast that its mission was to attract foreign investment, increase exports, and importing high technology. Economic control of several enterprises was passed down to local governments, which were allowed to take part of free market principles. Citizens were also motivated to start their own business, and state price controls were steadily terminated. Trade liberalization was a vital aspect that supported China's economic success. Eliminating trade blockage was encouraged more competition. As a result of the economic reforms, China's economy has grown extremely fast. From 1979 to 2016, China's average annual GDP was 9.6. All these reforms and more liberal changes have helped transform China into a major trading power. In 1979, China's merchandise exports rose from $14 billion to $2.1 trillion in 2016, while merchandise imports rose from $18 billion to $1.6 trillion. Rapidly trade flows have made China into a rising, important, and usually largest trading partner in several countries. In 2012, China overranked the United States as the world's largest merchandise and trading economy. So I use quantitative information throughout this essay to support my claim that China is very important in our world's economy. I've used statistics from their government and information to back up my claim. And this is how I use quantitative reasoning. In conclusion, I have shown evidence of my knowledge to demonstrate the following competencies: reading fluencies, by showing how the author used, well, the playwright used metaphors and to convey and explain his view of confinement throughout the whole entire play. And quantitative reasoning, I used statistics from the Chinese government to back up my claim how China is one of our important power players in our economy. Thank you.